Thank you for coming to Cascade class. What shall I teach today? Greca Caroso is a little bit hard. Let's do Alta Regina instead. For those of you who have not done Alta Regina in the recent few months, might be wondering, what the heck did she actually just do there? This is a breakdown of the steps with the terminology. For those that are unfamiliar with Italian terminology, don't worry, I'll actually be teaching the class. That's what the hour is for. So, I started with a riverenza, then a scambiata, 2 spezzati to go around in a half circle, and turned over with a spezzato cadenza to face the front or my partner. And then the chorus was step in diagonally, step out diagonally, and turn myself around. 360 degrees. Now following that 360 larger with 4 spezzati. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 scambiate. And then to the right, and in and out, the chorus part. And then the solos. The Lord does it first. And sometimes there are more than one person of a particular gender, in which case the first person does it first. So 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza, 4 trabochetti, and a spezzato cadenza. Then chorus in and out, and spezzato cadenza. Then 4 trabochetti, ordinario left. 4 trabochetti, ordinario right. And in and out, and spezzato cadenza. Last part is similar to what we just did. Ripresa, ripresa, trab, trab, ordinario left. Ripresa, ripresa, trab, trab, ordinario right. And in and out, and spezzato cadenza. So, some of you who are on Facebook may have seen my solo version of it. And this is what I did to make the original Alta Regina my solo performance version. Where you see, in the first verse, you start by going 180 degrees, which means that either you have to start with your back to the audience, or you'll dance with your back to the audience most of the time. Whereas if you take the 2 spezzati and the spezzato cadenza and do it in a half moon shape, you'll end up getting your riverenza as normal. Scambiata in 1, 2, and spezzato cadenza. Then your usual chorus, usual second verse. usual third verse, going forward and back, 4 trapezetti, and turn, chorus part. Now for the fourth verse, to make it look different from the third verse, I go back instead, and forward.
2, 3.
And this actually ends up putting you on a turn over your right shoulder, which is interesting. Then in, out, and everything else is pretty much the same as you would do in the original. And then you're done. So I first learned Alta Regina here in the West Kingdom, and I associate it most to Atsa Thorvaldsdottir, but it could as easily have been taught by our local Italian dance mistress, Rebecca Tafferenze. The music today is provided by her mother, Elizabeth of Dendermonde. And so, now that I've gotten through the demo and how I've soloified it, let's actually start by learning the dance through a couple of steps. So, warm-ups. Let's start by walking around just to get our legs moving. These walking steps are called passi. And they're just your usual, normal, nice walking steps. And so let us try, after that, to go on our toes and back down. Toes and back down. Now try that with one foot. Balance, toe down. Other foot, toe down. Thus will you have known that, yes, you can in fact balance on one foot on the toes of that foot. Let me come a little bit closer to the camera. And once you're on that once you're on the balls of that foot, try to hop. And with your other foot, try to have the heel of that foot in your instep, which would give you your trapezetti. We will come back to this after our practice of ordinary, which we are gonna work into our warm-up now of 3 steps on your toes and then down. 3 steps on your toes and then down. That is how we do it in the West Kingdom. I understand that our local seneschal has previously taught a class wherein the ordinary in nobilita are actually different from the ones that I will be actually covering, which apparently is from Il Ballerino. Cool to know. So ordinario on the left, right, left, down, right, left, down, left, right, left, down, right, left, right, down. So after that, let us, instead of doing 3 on our toes, do flat, toe, flat, which is not the reason why it's called spezzato, but is a fun syllabic mapping. So step, toe, step, step, toe, step, and generally your other foot will be trailing behind. And in fact, the full name of spezzato is called the seguito spezzato, because instead of just going forwards in a very smooth motion, it is more step and step, which makes it broken. Hence, broken sequence. Italians flip it around and call it sequence broken. which is where you get your seguito semido, your seguito spezzato. So let's try that because it is throughout the entire dance. Step and step, 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 step and step. Right. So now that we have properly warmed up, let us start from the beginning. To do a reverenza, breathe in while putting your intended foot half a foot space forward. Bring it back, go down and up. Side view, forward, back, down and up. Back view, forward, back, down and up. Other side view, forward, back, down and up. To my knowledge, in Alta Regina, you don't reverenza on the right foot. So let me do it on the left foot, forward and backward, twice again, just so that we have an understanding. So half a foot forward, back, down, forward, up. And back view, forward, back, down, forward, up. And then it comes to your scambiate. Take a step away from your body towards the side. Swing the other foot around, so swing the right foot around the left, and untwist with a mezzo reverenza. You do it to the right as well, so step away, cross, behind, jump, and mezzo reverenza, which means lowering yourself, rather like the Olympic gymnasts do after they get off the high bar. So, step, twist, and down. Step, twist, and down. And then you take two of those spezzati being plural of spezzato, and do a 180-degree turn, and then another spezzato and jump to complete that turn, thusly being 180 degrees. Wait, thusly being 360, because 180, 360. A cadenza is a jump with a weight change. In English, what we would call a leap, rather than a hop, because a hop is on one foot. I just learned that. Yeah. So, from the top, we have your reverenza, scambiata left, two changes, and spezzato cadenza. Once more, back view, reverenza, scambiata, two spezzati to change, spezzato cadenza. From the side view, reverenza, scambiata, two spezzati to change, spezzato cadenza. Reverenza, scambiata, two spezzati to change, spezzato cadenza. And so we are done with the first verse. For the second verse, you'll go diagonally in, flanking towards the left, and back to your original place. Hence diagonally, back and right. So front and forward, back and right. Put your left foot in, put your right foot out, and then you turn about with that spezzato cadenza thing. In the stance, all spezzati cadenza are 360 degrees, full turns. And so from the top, Front view goes reverenza, scambiata left, 2 changes, spezzetto, cadenza. Then your chorus in and out, and turn yourself about. Back view goes reverenza, scambiata left, 2 spezzati, spezzetto, cadenza, and in and out, and turn yourself about. Now let us try the second verse, which goes 4 spezzati in a circle, and then they scambiata left and right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, step, twist, untwist, step, twist, untwist, and down. Then chorus in, out, turn yourself about. Awesome. So let us do that once, twice, and then with music. Reverenza to start. Scambiata left. 2 spezzati. Turn yourself about and in and out and turn yourself about. And 4 spezzati to go around in a large circle. Then scambiata left and right. And in and out and turn yourself about. Once more before the music. Reverenza, scambiata left, 2 spezzati, spezzetto, cadenza, and in and out, and turn yourself about. And 4 spezzati to go around in a large circle. 3, 4, scambiata left, and then to the right. In and out, and turn yourself about. Now with music, we will do that 4 times through. Reverenza, scambiata left. 2 spezzati to change, and spezzetto cadenza, and in, and out. Spezzetto cadenza. 4 to go around. Scambiata left, and right. And in, and out. Turn yourself about. And so we begin from the top again. Reverenza. Scambiata left. 2 spezzati. Turn yourself about. And in, and out. Turn yourself about. 4 spezzati to go around. Scambiata left, and right. And in, and out. Turn yourself about. And 1 more time. Oh, 2 more times. Reverenza, scambiata left. 2 spezzati to change. Spezzetto cadenza, and in, and out. Turn yourself about. 4 spezzati to go around. Scambiata left, and right. And in, and out. Turn yourself about. Once more from the top, starts with the reverenza. Now, scambiata left. 2 spezzati to change. Turn yourself about. And in, and out. Turn yourself about. 4 spezzati to go around. Scambiata left and right. And in. Out. Right yourself about. And with that, we have covered the first and second verses. And so we come to the third and following verses. Recap of what we just did in case 5 minutes made everything else go out the window. We covered the first verse, Reverenza, Scambiata, 2 spezzati to change, and turn around and jump. Then in, out, turn around and jump. Second verse was 4 spezzati to go around, step, cut, or twist, untwist and down, step, twist, untwist and down into Scambiate, then in and out, and turn yourself about. Yay for 16th century hokey pokey. So now we come to the third verse. That was the first and second verse. Then we come to the solos, which is the third and fourth verse. Because they are solos, and this is usually a couple dance, it's one person at a time. If there are more than one of you, because there hopefully should be once we get back together, miss you guys so much, you'll have to decide who goes first. Generally, it's been the Lord first and then the lady, but roles can be reversed and are all the time. So, for the solos, you'll do 2 passi and cadenza, which means that your weight is now on your left foot, and 2 passi, cadenza, which means your weight is now on the right. Because what I did there was step on my left, step on my right, and then my left foot was free. So jump onto it, meaning my right foot was free. Back, back, and jump. Thus, my left foot is free for trapezetti. Closer up view of trapezetti. Try raising yourself up on your toes, on one foot, and then tucking the instep. Nope, tucking the heel into the instep of the standing foot. Trapezetti are called little falls. So if you do a trapezetto left, it means that you're falling on your left foot. But in order to do that, you'll need to raise yourself up on your left foot first. Because what comes down must have first gone up. So, close-up view of a trapezetto. It is sometimes done without the actual falls and people just jumping around on their toes. But then where's the fall? And each one is a fall in and of itself. And so it is almost similar to 15th century continente, at least in my own head. Although those are more feet apart than tucked neatly inside of each other. So, solos. 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza, trap, 2, 3, 4, and your spezzetto cadenza to turn yourself all the way around. We'll try that again, facing the back this time. 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza, trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto cadenza. Side view. 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza, trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto cadenza. Other side view. 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza, trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto cadenza. And so if we take it from the top, we get our reverenza, scambiata left, up, step, twist, untwist, and down. And then 2 spezzati to change, and spezzato cadenza to go all the way around. Then chorus in, out, spezzato cadenza. 4 spezzati to go around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step, twist, down, step, twist, down, in and out, and spezzato cadenza. Then solos, step, step, jump, and step, step, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, spezzato cadenza. And in and out, and spezzato cadenza. Then the solo happens again. Passo, passo, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Drop 2, 3, 4, spezzato cadenza. And so that is the first through 4th. I will do it from the other viewpoint now. Reverenza, step, twist, down, spezzato, 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 cadenza, and in and out, and spezzato, cadenza. And 4 to go around, 2, 3, 4, step, twist, down, step, twist, down, and in and out, and spezzato, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Drop 2, 3, 4, spezzato, cadenza. And in and out, and spezzato, cadenza. And the other person does the solo up, step, step, jump, and step, step, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, spezzato, cadenza. And in and out, and spezzato, cadenza. And your hands don't necessarily need to do anything. I have not heard of hands needing to do much, except perhaps what is courteous of hand kisses and whatnot. However, I have heard it that when approaching the lady or your partner, it is polite to do a reverenza, even though it is not said in the text. Therefore, our scambiate involve mezzo reverenze, which is the going low part. So technically, you could do a mezzo reverenza after that cadenza on the approach and upon leaving. If you want to flare up through dancing, always being aware of not breaking your legs, because that would be bad. So let's do that twice with music. Reverence at the start. Scambiata left. 2 spezzati, spezzato cadenza. And in and out, and turn yourself about. 4 spezzati to go around. Scambiata left and right. And in and out. Spezzato cadenza. First person does the solo. Chorus, everybody. Second person does the solo of passo, passo, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Drop 2, 3, 4, spezzato, cadenza. And in and out, and spezzato, cadenza. Reverse at the start. Scambiata left. 2 spezzati. spezzetto cadenza, and in, and out, and spezzetto cadenza. 4 spezzati to go around. 2 scambiate, 1, and second, and in, out, spezzetto cadenza. First person does passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza. Track 2, 3, 4, spezzetto cadenza, and in, and out, and spezzetto cadenza. Second person, passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza. Track 2, 3, 4, spezzetto cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, spezzetto cadenza. So that is the solo part. Let us now move on to the 5th and 6th, aka the penultimate and the ultimate verses. So, trabechetti have been done quite a lot in the 3rd and 4th verses, so you start with them. And then ordinario left. To do an ordinario, you take 3 steps on your toes and then flat down. So like so. After that, you do 4 trabechetti again. Rewinding. Trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario left. Now your right foot is free because you want to go right. Trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Then chorus. There's a lot of turns in this dance, so if you're doing it on carpet, be sure to wear socks, because that's going to allow you to turn a little bit better. So, 5th verse, trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario left, trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario right, and in, and out, and spezzetto cadenza. Then your chorus. Wait, that was the chorus. And then 2 riprese, 1, 2. To do a riprese, you step over a small mound of items. Sort of in an N shape, if you were to think of a mound of items forming a roughly N shape, but without the vertical part. So riprese, riprese, trap, trap, which means that each riprese takes a time of 1 trabecchetto. Here. So riprese, riprese, trap, trap, ordinario left, riprese, riprese, trap, trap, ordinario right. Then chorus, spezzetto cadenza. Riprese are particularly important in other dances where they're introduced way earlier. So let's do some riprese practices. Maybe 4 to the left and 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you were to think of English country dancing slip steps as a roughly U shape, this is the inverse of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Usually done in pairs as far as I have seen. So the whole dance from the top. Verse 1, riverenza, scambiata left, 2 spezzati to change, spezzetto cadenza, and in and out, because this is the chorus part. And verse 2, Force decided to go around. Scambiata left. Right step. Twist, untwist, and down. And chorus in, out. Spezzetto, cadenza. Solos. Passo, passo, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Trap. 2, 3, 4. Spezzetto, cadenza. Chorus. Everyone in and out. Everyone turn themselves about. Second person does this exact same solo of passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza. Trap 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. That ends this solo section. So verse 5, trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario left. Trap 2, 3, 4, ordinario right. Everyone in and out. And spezzetto, cadenza, verse 6. Represa, represa, trap, trap, ordinario. Represa, represa, trap, trap, ordinario. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. So once more from the top, back view, or insofar as starting with my back to you guys and girls and non-guy girl peoples. Reverenza, scambiata. Two stezzati to change, spezzetto, cadenza. In and out, spezzetto, cadenza. Verse 2. Spezzetto, spezzetto, third, fourth, scambiata left, scambiata right, and in and out, and spezzetto, cadenza. Solos, first person, passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza, trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza, in and out, and spezzetto, cadenza. Second person. 2 passi, cadenza, 2 passi, cadenza. Trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. End of solo section. Now on to verse 5. Trap, 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Trap, 2, 3, 4, ordinario. And in and out, and spezzetto, cadenza. Verse 6. Represa, represa, trap, trap, ordinario. Represa, represa, trap, trap, ordinario. And in and out, and spezzetto, cadenza. Reverenza at the end, because it is polite. The way Asa Torvalds here of the Kingdom of the West says it, Alta Regina has verse 6's represas as reprises after verse 5. That's why there are represas and then the drops. So, side view, reverenza, scambiata left, 2 spezzati to change, spezzetto, cadenza. In, out, spezzetto, cadenza. Verse 2. Spezzetto, 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 scambiata left and scambiata right. And in and out and spezzetto, cadenza. Verse 3, first person, passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza. Trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. Second person, passo, passo, cadenza, passo, passo, cadenza. Trap, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto cadenza. The rest is all together. So drop 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Drop 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto cadenza. Last verse, reprise of the fifth verse. Ripresa, ripresa, trub, trub, ordinario. Ripresa, ripresa, trub, trub, ordinario. And in and out, and spezzetto cadenza. And one last time. All right. Yes, let us do it to music after some spatial tips. So the way I see Alta Regina, it starts with a semicircle, then a full circle, and then your forward and back, and your sideways. It helps that the choruses are first a diagonal, so it acknowledges going forward and to the left to start, and then coming back, backward and right, because that's the reverse of forward and left. And then your turn is, to me, an echo of starting out with your semicircle and your full circle. So, with music. Reverse at the start. Step, twist, and down. Spezzetto, 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 cadenza. And in, and out, and spezzetto, cadenza. 4, 3, 2, 1. Scambia to left, and then to the right. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. First person. Drop, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. Second person. Passo, passo, cadenza. Passo, passo, cadenza. Drop, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. Drop, 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Drop, 2, 3, 4, ordinario. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. Ripresa, ripresa, trap, trap, ordinario. Ripresa, ripresa, trap, trap, ordinario. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. Riverenza. And I believe we have time for one more round. Starts with a riverenza and then it's going to be at the left. And just decided to change. Spezzetto, cadenza, turn. Everyone in and out. Spezzetto, cadenza. 4 to go around. 3, 2, 1. Scambiata left and then to the right. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. First person. Everyone in and out. Everyone turn. Second person, 2 passi cadenza. 2 passi cadenza. Cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, spezzetto, cadenza. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone spezzetto, cadenza. 4 chops. Ordinario left. 4 chops. Ordinario. And in. And out. Spezzetto, cadenza. 2 riprese. 2 chops. Ordinario left. 2 riprese, 2 chops. Ordinario right. And in. And out. Spezzetto, cadenza. Thank you. I hope that has been informative. Please check out the rest of the